Thanks for staying with us. I have Idris on the phone line. Good morning, Idris from Sokoto. You're live.
Good morning, Marion.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
This topic, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. It's pretty low. Go ahead.
Good morning, Marion.
He's listening to.
This topic, people, this topic
Yes.
is very important, and it always takes. I mean, the topic people are
Don't
raising is
listen to
very
the TV.
important.
Listen to me directly. Go ahead, please. We can hear you.
I mean, this topic is very, very important.
He's listening to the TV. Yeah.
He says that, yes, it's a woman's problem, addressing Miriam for saying it. Said, good that you had the courage to go there. While most women won't go this far, they find it hard to treat another woman's child like theirs. Starting from Sarah in the Bible, very, very few women are above this problem. This is what I want to address. It's not easy to suddenly love another person's child as your own. But you must caution yourself to not maltreat another person's child because they are not your own. That's the line. So nobody's asking you. It's just like as you cannot share, as a woman cannot love allow another woman to love her husband. It's just the same thing. It's like guarding what is yours. You know, the love for a child is even when you give birth to a child. So for some women, it doesn't come naturally. Some people would look at the baby and wonder, where did I get this person from? You know? And you will still train yourself to love. What you must tell yourself that this is another human being. If I must not maltreat this person. So this is the rule in my house. If a child that is not mine misbehaves in my house, except maybe it's that of a close friend, you are going back to your mother's house, Nana. Now, because I know maybe your parents are sensitive about it, but I will tell them why. But if that child is like closer to my child, or my child and the person's child was doing it together, my child will get the exemplary beatings, the whipping child for that person's child. That this thing that you did is beating case matter. My child will be beaten and you will be warned and then taken to your house. The reason is because I don't want to cross the line of it turning into a maltreatment. Yeah. But you must learn to love. Love is a big thing. It might not be possible, but learn not to maltreat. So if a child is entitled to food, your own, another person's child within your care is entitled to food. If your child is entitled to clothing, another person's child within your care is entitled to clothing.
Also, let me take this call. Solomon from Jalingo, thanks for calling.
Jalingo?
You're live.
Good morning.
Yes.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
This thing that you people are discussing is the things that do happen every day in this country, Nigeria. I experienced most of this thing when I was working with NGO, JDPC last year precisely. I wonder sometimes what some people behave or how they behave in their family. I grew up in our house. Our father has a foster children. In fact, the first one in our house. We grew up to my university level. I never knew he is not a son to my dad. So because the way he was treated at home, when we grew up, the way he do with us, everything, I was thinking, all of us in the house were thinking he's our father's child. Until after my university, I get to know that he's not our father's child. And up to now, 4 of them. In fact, the last one now is in the university, 200 level now studying economics. So I advise many families to behave as such, to do all these kind of things. When they are treating somebody's child with you, that same thing to be done to your own children, so that there should not be difference in segregation between them all. When they grew up, in fact, they will send that love to others. But when you are putting segregation within the family, then even the children, in fact, they will just see that one. It's not the human being, it's just a place, a common place.
Right. Okay.
Very,
you know, we also have to address the family that is sending their child to the cities. Yeah. Because you send a child over and you just abandon the child, or you assume...
You're collecting the child's salary.
You're collecting the money, you assume the child is fine, you're not checking up on the child. The person who has your child does not hear from you enough to know that you're keeping tabs, you're ensuring the safety of your children. They also are also irresponsible in this part where they just let their children go, don't you think?
But you know, the situation of life that led them to that point, I don't think any
woman will be birthing children for the sake of sending them out. But life can happen to you. No, leave the selfish people that just want to birth for family members to take care of. I'm talking about regular human beings. Life can happen to you in a way that there is no other choice. Oh, somebody just has to go out there and work. Your education may be paused. You may not even end up going to school again, but you have to just help us. So you can go here, you can go there. And they may not even have the means. Sometimes I've had to send money to people's parents that I've never known, I've never met them because they are ill, they can't even buy medication. And they're collecting money, you know, all of that. So situations can happen that way. But, you know, Nima mentioned, you know, love. I think love is even going too far. I don't have to love you to be civil towards you. I don't have to love you to be kind towards you. I came back from shopping yesterday and I had to call the new people. Oh, yeah, take deodorant. I don't like smell in my house. We don't have soap, toothpaste. I pay them well, but then I still give them certain things to make their life easy. I don't love them. They just came. I'm not attached to them yet to now start feeling a certain type of way. But they must be treated well as long as they are under my care. I think that's a responsibility we owe ourselves, that anybody within the vicinity of your care. There are extra people that I feed outside on a daily basis, breakfast and lunch, which I have no business because I'm paying you well. But once you are around my vicinity, you must be taken care of. It's not about love right now. Then when we come back to love, where probably a family member, you know, is displaced and then you have to take care of the child. I hear women say it's difficult to love another person's child. And I don't understand it. Maybe where I'm coming from, I really do not understand. I really do not understand why I have to love Kosi a different way from Iya Khalid's daughter. They come to my house for holiday and I treat them the same way. I've never processed to say, okay, this child should be treated less. So I don't know where that mindset is coming from. And even if tomorrow Oga brings child home from outside to say, okay, oh, we have gone away, sorry, oh, I really do not know how I'm going to sit down and say, okay, this child is less than my children. I've never processed it. Is it something that we can unlearn for those people who process that way? Is it possible?
So let me take this call from Joy. Good morning, Judge. Hold me for a while. Good morning. You're live.
Good morning, Mariah. Good morning. Hello, Mariah.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this topic is a very good topic because what that woman did to that child, I don't think that woman has her own child. If she has her child, I don't think to be able to treat another person's child like that. If you can carry your pregnancy for 9 months and you now treat another person's child, you don't think of how another person carries his own pregnancy also. That is another person's child for crying out loud. But automatically, she has just landed that girl's eyes. And please, spirit of anybody, one thing that many people don't know that they're keeping herself. I've been married for 24 years now, and my children have grown up, and I have 3 of house girls. If you find out that this person, you cannot cope with this person, send the child away. It's not a do or die affair that you must keep somebody in your house. Train up your children, because Bible says train up your child the way it should go. When it grows and it will not depart from it. Look at this woman and look at what she's doing. Our own children is eating. Look at where she kept her own house there. So Christ said, Christ is love. Anybody that cannot love, that does not have love, cannot love another person. That woman must have to be arrested, and she has to go to jail for that. That is too bad. That is so bad. You can imagine how the parents of that child is feeling now.
So
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joy.
That come with some kids that, you know, the woman now finds herself reacting to the kid as if it's the kid's fault. For instance, the instance that BC just explained, where it's the husband's away child that they brought up. You'll be like, see the product of away, your mother dear. You know, there's something in Islam they call waswasa, the whispers of the devil. It will be in your head, in your subconscious. So it's something you must consciously fight against.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like miracle. You just don't see the child and say, oh, it's my husband child, welcome. You love the child. You are superhuman.
Yeah.
But when the whispers come, because you know the right things, which is to love and be kind, and if love cannot be achieved, kindness can. Yeah. You put that before. You tell yourself every day. I always say to myself in such cases, I say, you are my sadaka case. Your mom and me, I just cannot stand up, but you are my sadaka case. I had the help whose child, you know, who was not kind to me. And when she left, I cannot pay that unkindness to her child. I just used to say to the child, I will deliberately do good to you so that I'll be rewarded by God. So I will always tell myself every time I have to do anything for that child, deliberately, sadaka case, do it. you know, this person, whether or not you're deserving of it. So whatever has passed will be there. It will be in your subconscious. It will whisper. So some women justifying it. Yeah. It's like somebody who was raised, maltreated, you know, almost killed. You sit every day and you hate how you were treated. You talk about it and you go into depression.
You feel pain.
And you feel pain. And then when you do it to somebody else, you then find a way to justify it. It means you know. It's in your mind. It's at the back
Everybody
of your
knows
mind.
good and evil, right from wrong. Let me take this call. Come to you, Mariam. BC, thanks for calling. You're live.
Oh, wow. My namesake today.
This is from Venice. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I just want to correct some things that my namesake, but I just want to correct some things that my namesake said. Okay. She said that if you keep a child well, that child will not steal. There are some children that from their background, like a child that I know that his father is a thief. At age 13, he knows how to cook even gun. That child steals. He does not even steal food. He goes out to people's homes in the night to steal. And in the house that he is staying, they take good care of him. He lives in the same room with the woman, the woman's children. They eat the same food. They do everything for him. But he keeps stealing because that is what he knew. These people, they did all they could to make sure that he stopped stealing. But the boy is still stealing. That is number one. You talk about giving children food enough you can eat and eat and eat. I want you to know one thing, that it's not everybody that can afford that much food now in Nigeria. You know, there are some parents, there are some families that they plant their rice. Maybe, okay, we eat 2 mudu of rice and 1 mudu of beans. After giving that 1 mudu of beans, and everybody has shared it equally, and a particular child now goes and steal again. The only advice I will give every woman is, if you have a child staying with you, that is stealing or is misbehaving, and that you have done everything, you have prayed, you have counseled, you have shown love, and the child is still misbehaving, just take that child back to the owner.
Exactly.
So that it will not cause you another thing.
Thank you very much, BC. I think you've pretty much answered the question you asked earlier, because every child comes as a clean slate, tabula rasa. They don't have anything. They come in as God brought them to this world. And we are the ones, sociologists tell us that we are the ones that begin to insert stuff on their software and their subconscious and make them act out the way they behave. So the young man, you say that it's learned how to cock a gun at the age of 13. It was a learned behavior. So many of those kind of have to be unlearned, and that can be that you're not equipped as a parent to do that. That's why you need experts, you need doctors to help that child unlearn those behaviors that made him. So there's nothing you can just do. I've tried everything, I punished him, I beat him. It's not about that.
That one is different from the example that I gave. That one is a full-blown thief. Somebody that is already cooking gun is an armed robber.
Because it's a child, it can still be reversed.
Yes, it can be, but that's already a full-blown thing. I'm talking about the kind of stealing that is influenced by hunger, of I need to eat something. I'm not stealing to buy things. I'm stealing to survive. I need to eat something, which if you give your pots and give them proper food, that may be removed because it's just moved by hunger of immediate circumstance. That's the two different
Maria, you had mentioned earlier about the families that send the children and their own responsibilities. Usually, they're really vulnerable families that tend to do that. They are unable to take care of their children, or they want better, and they've realized that given their own circumstances, they may be unable to give a child better. You find a child sent to a family member, and even though the child will call the parents and say, I'm going through so much, they say, just bear it. Keep your eyes on your book. At least you're going to school there. If you come back home, there's nothing for you to do. These ones, they're sending you to secondary school, or they are sending you to university. Just bear it eventually, So it usually is from a place of vulnerability. And there are some parents who have said, forget this poverty, come home. I will not have my child be killed just because we are poor. Yeah. We'll come and sort ourselves out. So I've seen people take that step. I think the problem really is those who receive the children who are taking advantage of the helplessness and vulnerabilities of these families. So
let me take Ime. I'll come to you, busy. Nima. Ime, thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Go ahead, please.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I'm enjoying the hot topic this morning. Please, what I want to say is the picture of the woman in the interest with her own children. The one on the table with her own 2 kids, and ask the maid to sit aside. the boy I'm seeing in that picture is older than this girl I'm seeing. If this boy really has a conscience, if this boy is well-trained, we speak to the mother, Mommy, why her sitting aside while we are eating? Because my own children will not allow me. Children will not allow this picture I'm seeing. That they are on the table and another person.
It can never happen. That's
I guess also we lost that. So she's saying people her own kids would never.
Yes, but you know why? But you know why? Because it's who she is.
It's who she is. So my mother-in-law was ill at some point, living in my house, and we just had suya one evening, chicken suya, and we're just eating. So, you know, usually she would say it's peppered or I'm tired, it's past my eating hour. And so we don't bother with her, except maybe when she's interested. My son said, Grandma, you're sitting there and you're looking at them enjoying. And he called her, I said, wake up and you come and sit here and enjoy with everybody, or they will not eat this suya. That's in my house.
Yeah, like me, the cake that they got for me for Mother's Day, I went to him, I said, where's my cake? The look my daughter gave me. We gave driver, we gave this. I mean, everybody, like, what did you expect? Yes, it was your cake, but we had to give people.
We'll share it now.
But it's not mine.
So
but
who you are.
It made me, yes, and then, of course, that's where you get your pride. But if you have a child that acts that way, understand that that's... And those 2 children sitting down, listening to their mom, trying to justify that. Also, it may be a teaching moment for them. Now, because children, we don't question our parents. We believe that they are 100% right all the time. Now, what has happened to those children is, oh, so mommy can be wrong. Oh, so there's something that is not right here. So luckily, what may happen is a child may pick up on that advice and work differently from the parent. Or another child may see it as, how dare you talk to my mom like that? She's right, and this is how we'll continue. But we just need to keep talking and talking.
Let's take a few comments on social media.
No, I wanted to, extend the issue of those people who send out their children. Yeah. So growing up, I used to hear this conversation, and my parents' emphasis was that none of their children would be allowed to stay with anyone until they are adults. And so we couldn't leave until we were in university. And we were having that conversation. My mom says, it's laziness. No matter the number of kids you have, if you want to put them in an employment, employ your kids in your business to increase the family's income.
If you have a business now.
You create one. It is laziness to not want to create. Say, there's a saying she used to say that now chicken when fowl cover, now they grow. The one that the chicken mother exposes, the ox will finish them. And so I want to use this opportunity to talk to those mothers who are birthing kids everywhere in the world and thinking, I have one sister somewhere. I have one brother, one uncle that loves me. And then when the uncle fails, maybe because the uncle now starts his own family and he too is burning plenty like you, he says, okay, let me focus on my own. Then you now say, this uncle has failed you. After all I did for him.
Plan. Uncle's wife.
Yes, they'll say the uncle's wife was a witch. You see, we can avoid these narratives. If my parents back then, things were tough in the beginning, I remember, and she would rather employ you in her business. All of us, when we're growing up in secondary school, we're growing up to go grind our pepper. There's no place you are going to stay with nobody. In fact, those people knew better when they asked for help, that, please, can I send her? They knew to treat you decently because your mother carried you with her own dignity. If you fail, in fact, if you send your child to anybody to raise for you, know you have failed that child as a parent, anywhere you are today. Because if you are selling Gary, or you are sweeping ground. I still had that conversation with my new help recently. Her daughter, daughter came for an interview to join one of my businesses, and I said, what kind of job do you want? She said, office. I said, well, look at what you have as a qualification. Can you do what your mom is doing? She said, God forbid. I said, and so I looked at her. Her mom was cleaning, and then she walked. This is an adult. She's in her 20s. And then she walked away without even offering to assist her mom. I picked it as a point of, no, I can't employ her. And when the mother came, I said, I can't employ her. The mother said, I want crying. I said, you know why? I said, when my mom used to have to go and grind, to sharpen what they call the blenders for the grinding engine, I had to cross lasso with the machine on my head. And lasso was where I was schooling as a university student. I had to carry it past my school classmates who will see the law students. Yes, but I would rather do that than allow my mom carry it. Yeah. So a child that cannot be that helpful or kind or even pity, there's people when not let me born people when no go pity.
God forbid.
When no go pity the mother, help the mom. There's a problem. If you are going to any job, the sweeper of the compound comes with her 3 kids every day.
Yes. Yeah.
If you come to job, bring your kids, let them do the job. If it is 5,000 you earn, manage it with your kids. It's not like you are not earning. But some people will look for the easy way out.
Yeah.
No, let's have mouths to feed. Let me remove 2, 3, anything they see.
But there have been good stories of people being sent over to the cities where they had better life and actually helped to improve
it's on the magnanimity of the helper now, not on the parents' judgment. So parents can do it anything for economic reason.
Yeah.
Less amount to feed. That's the psychology.
Yes.
Less amount to feed or a better life. I can't afford. Let them go. But you can do it within your means.
Yeah. Okay.
And so
You're
for
right.
those who
it's not on the it's not based on the wisdom of the parents choosing.
Yes.
It's the person that they finally the level of decency, his choice to whether help or not help. So you're actually just leaving the person really in God's hands, really. So it's not about there's no wisdom in who you are, you're choosing to send your child to. The wisdom is God just decides to use that situation to bless you. So we should be more, I get it, we should be more careful. But I have heard of stories where people have sent to families and they have changed lives. Yes. Because usually you hear, I've heard of a particular family where they said that they would, normally just send money to the family, but was never enough. So they asked for someone that they could properly take care of as their child. And that child grew up and was able to do many things for them because there's no amount of money that really you can feed like a whole family. But if you're able to empower one person, that person can go back and empower the rest. But it should not be do you understand? We should not now decide that, let's have these children so that we can have the one that we can be, you can ship off because it's not a fail-safe. It's not a fail-safe method.
Mariah, see your baby, I got this mommy. Mommy. Your baby is greeting you, baby, mommy. Then you don't used to ask of your baby as soon as the baby is 5. Auntie,
you know them a lot.
I've seen all those women on your face.
You actually know them a lot. I have quite a number of them, and I always give them jabs that don't bring these children when you know you cannot cater for them, and then you're calculating money inside my pocket because you're targeting, okay, you should have this, you should be able to take care of this and all of that. Exactly. So don't do that, right? But I know of situations to where they are helpless, and the dignity is in you being able to shelter your children, right? Which is what we're preaching. For a very long time, I couldn't go for holidays in another person's house because my father would rather we drink the garri together. Anything we see. And I grew up with that mindset. I can never, no matter the circumstance, send out my child to go stay somewhere else. Whatever we see, we manage. That's the right mindset, right? But not everybody would have that mindset. And for those who do not have, the people who are now the ones who are deciding to help should just learn to be good human beings. To everybody, be decent. You don't have to love the children. Nobody's telling you to give them 100% sacrifice of what you give to Jesus Christ. But you can treat them like human beings. You can make them better. Emotionally, psychologically. Sometimes it's not just about the food that you give them to eat. How do you talk to them? How do you lift them up? People should come to your house and be better than when they came. They live better than when they came. And it must be something that we hold to, that anybody who comes around me will live better. So that tomorrow when they are telling their story, I am a little part of that story. Sometimes we're afraid of people writing books. Because we know the role we played in their life, and we don't want that truth to be shown. You see family members fighting, don't put me in your book. Why are you running? What if you had played your part as a good human being now, not doing more than you can do, but a good human being? Why are you afraid of my story? Why are you afraid of how I will tell my story?
As true as that is, that they're ungrateful people.
Of course, we know that. We know that.
So let's just mention something that I saw growing up. So I had friends whose cousins came, and is in the southwest. This is not Anambra. And their mom will wake up in the morning. She'll bless her kids in her words. How come me, my love, my darling? And then when you this child of nobody, something.
Imagine.
I wonder the switch. If you cannot, they will give you food though. As you're eating it, eat. That's how I used to eat gluten. Hi. You know? You don't extend let me not say it's hatred. You know, your toxicity, your bad mouth to your children. You curse the child till the day the child leaves. You watch the always, I have given him food though. In fact, he eats 2 meats. But in that 2 meat, as he's eating it, can he swallow
like stone in his mouth. I know what you mean.
I saw that growing up. And, seeing it these days, I'm like, why? Why do you have, if you couldn't let this child go, a child should wake up in the morning blessed. Me, I don't even have this thing. inside small means my parents will be blessing you, hugging you, you know.
Kissing you.
So I thought it was normal to hug everybody. I'm a hugger hugging. You know, if Islam did not come, my family will still be hugging up
we
and
just
down.
have to expose, and what we do is not just about us, it's about our children, what they see, what they grow up, because many women are acting out how they grew up, what they experience. And I think as we're wrapping up very soon, I'd like to take a few more comments on social media so we can wrap up. But I think we can choose to learn and relearn and unlearn certain things, and we can choose to do better. There's things we've done, no matter the excuses. Oh, she's rude. Oh, she's badly behaved. Oh, she's a witch.
She has a witch. How do you call her?
She came with a witch. With
I saw in my dream.
All sort of things, yeah.
She's the one that caused me to
that
choke.
dream one, they'll say, oh, I saw someone in dream because it's you that, stuff like that happen. And we do that. And it's all from our own trauma and our own experiences that we're projecting onto somebody else's child. And I think let's take a few comments as we wrap up on this topic.
Says, husbands should be observant of what happens in their home. When they observe negative actions in their home, they should caution their wives. BC said, BC got it 100%. That's Chigozie again. Most women love power and control, and when they are psychologically down, they tend to exhibit negative aggression towards their house helps. We need serious awareness and treat their servants as human.
And they are not servants.
Gadia says, I beg, how many children is okay for this economy? I want to see something.
Is that you check your boss?
Deep place says, find a job, no matter how small, and keep your children under your wings. Reiterating what Nima said. Deep place also says, I prefer to help those that keep their children within their means. Good Beat said, if you drink Gary, make your pikin drink the same. Simple.
Williams Davis says, my mom of blessed memory had now all our 7 children help her to supply bread. Them no born you well, make you no go bakery. So the mom had them, And Ogun says, if you know if you take care of another person picking the same way you take care of your children, it's better you don't take them at all. How many people can send their maids to the same school they send their own children? Ogumola Emmanuel says, that restaurant video was staged. It was shot to get donations so that they can cash out. Because how was the girl's voice entering the mic of the person shooting from afar? You challenge maltreatment and you allow the woman live with the girl without intervention. Oh, okay, questioning the...
So I have had a driver that's been driving my family since I was in primary school, and he's still around, and he drove me to the... I mean, like, the guy has always been there. So
it's not like family.
He's family. We all my mom's help.
Call him brother.
We still, yeah, but all our helps, we know them, they call me up, they check up on me. These are people that I grew up with, I know where they are. So that's the exposure I have. Everybody that comes to me, we know them. I'm starting mine too. Everybody that's worked with me, I love them.
They have access
we have access to each other. We don't live on a bad note. So it's what you raise your children with. So if you're in category of people like this, you need to start changing your behavior because you don't want to pass this toxicity to your children.
The staff now, the employed person. So those people came in, they said, he came and acted like a child.
Yes.
Like family.
He came in their raw state.
My former help that left, the way she left, she cannot come back and be family. I'm going to say it here. Because this is someone my family, my mom was asking, if I love you so much and you pay me with ingratitude, I don't want to see you.
I was just also going to say that, in the way we have this conversation, sometimes we feel that we're the ones that need to give them love. Sometimes they come in waiting to, for you to earn their trust.
Yes.
There are some they come in and they're quite wary of you. They're not comfortable with you.
You're going to judge them.
No, apart from that, they're suspicious of your kindness. You can see it on their faces and the way they are.
Kindness.
It takes a while when you have shown over time that you can be trusted and they start to trust
Unfortunately,
you.
that's all we can take on this show. We learned a few things as we have. The truth is that nobody knows it all. We're all work in progress. And if you're in this category, let's begin to try to change our ways and do better. That's all we can take on today's show. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.